All right, Salakia, I had a little malfunction there. But basically I had just read then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me. Matthew 15:26. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and to cast at the dogs. So Christ, Yahushua, or Jesus Christ as they ignorantly call him, said that basically, I'm not here to help you Canaanites. I'm not here to help you Africans. I'm not, Christ is not going to help the Chinese, the Japanese, the Edomites. Christ is here for the lost sheep of the house of Israel only. Okay? Christ loves blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians only. He's not here for other people. So this is the real true nature of Christ. So that image that you see of Cesar Borgia, the white man with stringy hair, blonde hair, blue eyes, and whatnot, that's false, okay? And that's their propaganda. So let's get into some more about Christ. Okay. Let's get Matthew 23 and 33. All right. Matthew 23 and 33. Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Again, now this is Christ. This is how I was on. If you look in the scriptures, you'll see that this is Christ's words because it's in red. It says, Matthew 23 and 33. Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Now, of course, we know the serpents is not, not technically a snake, but it's like a person who carries, the characteristics of a snake. Just like we say in the black community, that person's a snake, that person's a dog or whatnot. So, but Christ is called, this is Christ, Yahushua. Jesus Christ, they call him. He's calling people serpents, snakes, vipers, dogs. I mean, it's Salakia, but this sound like a nigga to me. You know what I mean? This sound like a nigga. This ain't no soft white man, who says, hit me on the other cheek and who has blonde hair and blue eyes. Like, this is a man, okay? He's calling, just imagine him out there, and you snake, you serpent, and you viper. You know what I mean? He's attacking people. He's coming up. Just like you see, you know what I mean? The men in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander in General, when we go to camp, we fight for the Most High God. We fight to, put his laws out there and, and to save our people. That's what Christ was like. Christ was like that. He loved his people. He fought for his people. That's what Christ was all about. Okay, so this is the true nature of Yahushua. Understand? That's what we're talking about Christ, okay? Christ was a black man. He would dress just like you see the men in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander GEN.YAHANNA. Dressed like warriors, garments, fringes, war belts, boots, beards, braids, demeanor like a man, carried himself like men, not soft, effeminate, gay, lesbian, LGBTQ. No, that's your Christian church. They allow that, but that's not what's in the Bible. Okay, that's not in the Bible. All right, let's get something else here. Okay. Okay, so let's get into some of the things Christ would say concerning the Israelites. Okay, all right, let's get John 15 and 19. Okay, if ye were of the world would love his own. Okay, now let's break that down. If you were of the world, because we know the I.S.U.P.K follows, under commanding GEN.YAHANNA, follows Yahushua, who follows the Most High God, Yahweh. Okay, so that is our nation. That is our people. We are a family, okay? And we are not of the world. The world is everything outside of the I.S.U.P.K, whether it's fake Israelites, Islam, Kemetic community, whatever it is, that's the world, okay? So we are not a part of the world. So if you were of the world, Salakia, let me get that again. Okay, if you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. So this is, towards brothers and sisters who are in the truth. We're not of the world. As long as we're keeping the laws, statutes, commands of the Most High God, we are not of the world. We are following the rules and laws and commands of the Most High God. We are not of the world. We are not in this world. We're not even eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. We're not celebrating holidays. We're not hating our brothers and our sisters. Okay? We're not sleeping with another man's wife or or committing adultery. We're actually doing what God says. So we are not of the world. And because we're not doing what they're doing, because we're not sleeping with somebody else's wife, because we're not smoking weed, because we're not eating pork, crab, shrimp, or lobster, the world hates us. Now, who's in the world? You have regular people, brothers and sisters in the world. You have other nations in the world, and all those people hate you, even from your own family. You got people in your own family who are going to hate you because you're not doing things of the world. I mean, if you're in this truth, you got to know what I'm talking about. I mean, you got some of us, even our own, if you got a rib or something that's not in the truth, or if you're a woman who's in the truth and your husband's not in the truth, or you got children, aunts, uncles, grandmothers. It goes on. I mean, if they're not in the truth and you're not doing what they're doing, if you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, you're not putting the Christmas gifts under the tree on Christmas, you're not celebrating Easter, you're not going to dress up for Halloween, you're not pulling the grill out on July 4th, people are going to hate you. They're going to hate you. That's just what it is. That's what this is talking about. John 15:19. If you were of the world would love his own, because you would be one of them. But because you're not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. You see that? The Most High Christ, they chose you out of the world. They chose us out of the world. How fortunate, how blessed we are to be, chosen out of the world and to be in the truth, and to be, under the law, statutes, commands of the Most High God. He chose us out of the world. That's a blessing. And you look at, family members and brothers and sisters who are still in the world, and you see all the problems that they have, and they just continue to sin, and you have a heavy heart for them, you feel for them because you know where they're headed or what could happen to them, and then you try to help them and save them, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear what you got to say because they think they think we're crazy. Salakia. But again, Christ wasn't no sissy, man. Christ didn't have blonde hair, blue eyes. He dressed like a warrior. He had woolly hair. He came from a black woman. And he said things like, you vipers, you generation of, vipers, snakes. Get away from me, you dog. That's the real Christ, okay? And remember, the scriptures also say that Christ came with a vesture dipped in blood. And let's pull that. Let's pull that real quick. Salakia. Okay. Revelation 19:13. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of God. So, when Christ comes back, man, Christ is not on no sissy stuff, man. Like he's not here coming back to, I love everybody, let me open up my arms and hug you. That's not what Christ is about. Christ is coming to bring war. It's like he said, I have come to set man at variance with mother against stepmother, father against or man against stepfather. I'm gonna pull that next. But Christ didn't come for peace, man. Christ came for war. He came to to establish the Most High's laws and commands on this earth, and to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native beings to do the same thing and to follow his model for doing that. But he didn't come in peace, man. Christ came, he's gonna have blood on that vesture. You know what I mean? He's gonna have he's gonna his sword's gonna be wet, man. Like like the general said in UPK, bring it back wet. Bring that sword back wet. Like saying, bring that sword back wet. Christ came to for war. You know what I mean? To use that sword. You know what I mean? And to get this earth in order. That's what Christ is going to do. So like, let me get to the next scripture. Okay. Now this is going into a little bit about what we experience following Christ. Okay, Matthew 10:22, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. So if you come to serve the Most High God, and you come to serve Christ, you got to know, black man, Hispanic man, Native being a man and woman, that you're going to be hated. You're going to be out here. You're going to be in the world, physically walking in it and talking in it, living, eating, doing whatever you do, but not mentally in it, not spiritually in it. But you're going to be there, and people are going to hate you. because you're going to be saying, hey, listen, brother and sister, hey, man, don't celebrate them holidays, man. Don't eat that pork, man. That ain't for us. Hey, brother, you know what, man? I'm sorry, you can't get shape ups no more. Hey, sister, don't be no whore. Brothers, don't be no whoremonger. And brother, and they're going to hate you for that. Especially people from your own family, they are going to hate you. I don't have to tell you this. You know this is going to happen. This, if it hasn't happened to you already, people are going to hate you. Your wives, your wife might leave you. You know, if you're a sister in the truth, your man, he might abandon you. You know, this is you know, when you come to serve Yahweh, be ready for this temptation. Be ready for, you know, to lose some things, to sacrifice some things, because serving Christ is not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing, you know. You got to be ready, you know what I mean, to be tested and possibly lose something. Again, Matthew 10:22, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. So, but even though you're hated, even though you might have lost these things, you might even lose children, you have to endure to the end. You can't get weak and give up and, you know, just, oh, I forget it, man. I'm going to go into the world and do what everybody else wants me to do. I'm going to do what my red wants me to do. Or sister say, I'm going to do what my husband does not know what the truth want me to do. You know, I want to, you know, I want to smoke weed. I want to use these drugs. You know what I mean? I know I'm not supposed to eat pork, but you know, pork is a new delicacy. You know, we cannot do these things. We got to keep God's laws, statutes, and commands. That's until the end. Until your life is up here, that's what you have to do. That's a command. That's what the Most High God is saying. Okay. Let's go over to Luke 6:22. Luke 6:22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. See, you know, blessed are you when people are going to hate you for serving the Most High God. When you actually keep these laws, statutes, and commands of the Most High, people are going to hate you. But blessed are you when they're hating you, when they, you know, when they revile you, when they separate you from their company, when they say, you know what, this dude, you know, this brother, this sister, they can't be around us because, you know, we over here smoking weed, but he or she don't smoke weed. So, you know, he ain't, you know, we don't mess with him, or we're going to treat him or her this way. And this happens. I mean, I haven't experienced stuff like this on my slavery. You know, I go to my slavery, rocking my crown and everything. You know what I mean? You know, I don't say too much because, you know, there's just no point in standing around a bunch of heathens or people who's not going to be the truth. But they pretty much know what I do. And they can't stand me, man. They can't stand me. And Salagi, I love it though. I love it. You know what I mean? I love every minute of it. And I'll take whatever persecution, you know, is coming to me for, you know, to serve the Most High God and to be in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander GEN.YAHANNA. You know, I'm fortunate enough to be in it, and I will never take that for granted. So, but I love it. I love to be, hated and persecuted for doing the right thing. I love it because, you know, this is what Christ had to go through too when he was here on this earth. This is what Christ had to go through. So we got to go through it as well. So again, from the top, Luke 6:22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from the company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. So blessed are you if anybody in the world or brothers and sisters are hating you or doing you wrong or treating you foul because you want to be in the truth, let them do it, because the Most High God got your back. That's the only person you need to worry about having your back. All right. Okay, let's go to John 15:21. And again, these are precepts from Christ. This is what Christ is saying. Okay, John 15:21. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. So these things that are happening to you for being righteous is because they really hate Yahweh and they really hate the Most High God. Because, you know, Yahweh and the Most High God are one. You know, Yahweh does what God says. He obeys God's commands, or the Most High Yahweh's commands. So they are one. So when they hate Yahweh, they hate the Most High God. And when they hate you, they hate Yahweh. If you're a righteous man or woman, they hate Yahweh and they hate the Most High God, because that's the rank. You know what I mean? You follow Yahweh does what the Most High says. You see? So, but all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. They don't know the Most High God. And of course, everybody, you know, everybody claims to know God and love God. And you know, if you ask people, you know, do you love God? Everybody's going to tell you, yeah. They're going to say, oh yeah, I love God. I have, and then I would say Jesus. They'll say, I have Jesus in my heart, my personal savior in my heart. But they don't actually never do what the Most High God says. They never do. Okay. And they do not know the Most High God, just like you said here, because they know not him that sent me. So if people are persecuting you or treating you a certain type of way because you're righteous, it's because they really don't know the Most High God. And that's who they're going to be. But you have to accept it, sustain yourself, and endure to the end. That's what we have to do. Okay. Okay. And this again, okay, let's get Matthew 19 and 28 to 29. And Jesus said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, meaning when you come back and Christ is ruling, okay, that's the regeneration, because the regeneration again is just reincarnation. You die, your body dies, but your spirit comes back in here. Okay, so in the regeneration, when Christ is ruling, when the Son of Man shall sit on his throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So if you do what Christ say, if you're keeping the law, statutes, and commands of the Most High God, and you're doing everything you need to do, you're going to come back in here and you're going to be a ruler. You're going to come back in here and judge the Israelites or judge the world. You're going to come back in here in a prominent position. And this is what the scriptures are saying. Matthew 19:29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. This is heavy. This is one of my favorite scriptures. I'll read that again from the top and then I'll break it down. Matthew 19:29. And everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So if you follow Christ now in this world and you're being persecuted because of it, your wife leaves you, your husband leaves you, your kids hate you, your sister hates you, people talk bad about you, you get fired from your job, people write you off, but you're doing it, and this is all happening to you because you serve Yahweh, because you want to do what your king tells you to do and follow the law, statutes, commands of the Most High. If this happens to you, he's telling you here that when he sits on his throne in the regeneration, you are going to get all that back 100-fold. Think about that, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Think about how heavy that is. Just think about your life now and think about, do you really want to risk the opportunity to get that for what you're going through right now? I mean, but let alone we're supposed to keep the law, statutes, commands of the Most High God. But just think about what the Most High is promising you. What he's going to give you if you just keep his law, statutes, commands. And listen, the Most High don't need us for nothing. He don't need us. He does this because he loves us. But he loves the Israelites. Israel is his heritage. But he promised us that when Christ sits, that if we lose whatever we lose now, we'll get it back 100-fold. I mean, come on. The Most High is the most merciful. He's the greatest, man. He's the greatest. I mean, we have a God, we have a living God who really loves us, and all we got to do is keep his law, statutes, commands. That's all we got to do. And with that, we'll wrap up the class. And again, this is a Priest Officer Kumgwon. It's the Pittsburgh class Thursday night, and it's the I.S.U.P.K and the Commanding General Yahanna. Again, we're bringing out his troops since 1969. We have classes Monday through Saturday. Monday through Friday, we have classes 7 to 9, and Saturday we have a Sabbath service. So, like I said, get in his truth, man. Get in it. Get in his truth. Watch classes. Sign in. Get in the school. Pay your tithes and serve the Most High God. And under that, in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commanding General Yahanna, that's where the only truth is. Forget about these fake Israelite groups. Forget about the Muslim mosques. Forget about the Christian church. They have failed us for years and years and years. These pastors can't be trusted. I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General Yahanna. Shalom.